Welcome to another day in the Matrix. This is Waters Above. This is an introduction video to my upcoming Expansion Mastermind course, which will be released on September 1st. I'm using this as a little bit of an introduction to go over some of the details, frequently asked questions. I'm going to be doing an overview of all the chapters, and I'm going to be sharing slides from the actual course to give you guys some sample content, get a little sneak peek of what's to come. So the three key topics we're going to be talking about are expansion, skill mastery, and unlocking infinite potential. So the purpose of this expansion mastermind is to remember our abilities within while developing a mindset to access infinite potential, inner standing. And you guys hear me say that word quite often. So while most people perceive a darkness in the world right now, I personally see an opportunity to redirect our energy and focus and go within to access the power we always had, but were too distracted to realize. In this expansion mastermind, I share exactly what I practice to increase my vibrational frequency to attract abundance, perform at my highest level while living my best life. And doing both isn't easy sometimes, but this will be sharing all my exercises and strategies, sharing exactly how I do it. So I expose my strategies to master having one foot in the matrix and one foot outside the matrix, activating a balance that manifests success in life, in living, achieving goals in all aspects of life, whether that be financially, physically, or spiritually. This is designed for all levels and for all who seek a state of neutrality and bliss during their process of becoming the higher self. So some of the concepts that we're going to be going over are purpose awareness, alchemizing opportunity, fasting, holistic detox, rethinking routines, time management, buying back your time, and finding a way to utilize the time that you have to be a little bit more efficient. So this is designing the foundation that promotes expansion through skill mastery while unlocking infinite potential. So these are the chapters. I've actually shared this with you guys in the past, so you could just take a screen cap of this or keep this up, but we're going to be going down a little bit of the sample content regarding some of these chapters. So on every single chapter, there is going to be accountability tasks, and it's something that wasn't in my prior courses, and I wanted to do it this time because I believe it adds even more value to this course. At the end of every chapter, there's going to be some tasks, and it's going to make this a lot more interactive. So welcome to another day in the Matrix. This is the true introduction. No one can change you. Only you can change yourself, and I do not desire to change you. I simply want you to be motivated by how I deliver my truths and take action from my truth. That's a key point. How I take action from my truth so that you can live yours. All I desire is for you to unlock utility in your truth, which is your purpose, and the ability for you to convert your truth into focused action, to become the knowing, gnosis. So some of the key terms used throughout this expansion mastermind, these are going to be some of the things that we're going to be breaking down the definitions of when we get into the actual course, but here's a little bit of the sample. We have the higher self, soul, spirit, inner child. These terms are somewhat intermingled, but we're going to break them down very thoroughly. We use this word gnosis quite often, this intuitive knowledge or inner knowing, and wisdom, which is not having information. It is applied knowledge. So it's when you have knowledge that you actually utilize. We're going to be discussing the simulacrum, the simulacra, simulation, talking a little bit more about the mind, body, or the physical one, and they are the same, operating as one, and it requires us to see a little bit deeper into what's going on here. So you're going to see as we go through this course and the way the chapters are set up, it's to move in sequence where this will all make a lot of sense. It'll connect a lot of dots for people. And then we have a common term that I've been using quite a bit in my work, moving from the mind to the heart. We're going to really deep dive into what that is and how to actually do this. What is this? What does this mean? We're going to be going into the actual strategy of how to do this. And that's what really this whole course is about. Most courses are all about just having information set up, and this one I want to be very action focused. I want it to be something where you go through a chapter, you take a break before moving on to the next chapter, you do the accountability tasks, and then you really just stay focused on that chapter, one at a time, really just giving it your efforts and seeing how each chapter can unlock so much abundance. We're going to be redefining some of these big controversial terms like being selfish and selfless, and the word ego and compassion. And you guys always hear me say love is allowing, and allowing is being. Allowing is taking action. And we're going to really get into that in a whole chapter, and I'm excited to break that down for everyone because it's a common term I've been using for a while, and it's always difficult to expand on that as it's so simple. But of course, the simplicity is always what unlocks the most profound change. Then we're going to be talking about these roles, the role of the architect and the role of the subject, and then the game and the play, or gameplay. And I once heard someone say, become the chess player, not the chess piece. And at first, that sounds very attractive, especially to those that are a little bit more spiritual. Maybe they're, trying to make a change in their life. But I personally choose to become the architect and just stop giving the game my energy altogether. And that's a big change for me, because when we analyze this concept to become the chess player, not the chess piece, well, there's levels to this. There's actually a strategy to this so that it could actually have utility for you. But ultimately, becoming the architect and no longer being the subject. And the only way to do this is by realizing what is going on here. There is a game, but you have to decide how you're going to interact with that game. Playing the game doesn't serve you. Gameplay doesn't serve you. The only thing that serves you is life. Life is play, and the game is the existence. And there's a very big difference between an existence and living. We're going to be breaking that down quite a bit in the course as well. So this is the process to tap into mastery. And when you were looking at the chapters, you probably see that word quite a bit: mastering potential, attention mastery, subconscious mastery. It's repetitive as such because I want that to be the theme of this mastermind. I want that to be the main theme. And you'll find that the mastery is actually quite simple, and that's what makes it so profound. So purpose awareness, this is a very big topic. A lot of people are always asking me, how do I discover my purpose? So we're going to really be getting into how to discover your purpose, how to apply your purpose to your current situation, how to unlock infinite potential within your purpose. And this section is the key to living your best and most productive life, being able to unlock the opportunities that present themselves every day, and how to take full advantage of those opportunities while staying balanced and true to your purpose, being genuine, but also being ruthlessly in action. When you are continually operating in a state of action, you're gonna see the productivity show itself. And when the productivity arrives, you're gonna be feeling very good from that because it gives you life force energy. We're going to be breaking down some of the states of existence, such as this human condition and the mind program and programming, and a lot of this complicated stuff about the simulation, the simulacrum, and the matrix. We're going to be making sense of a lot of those topics. How to identify where you are and how to access where you want to be, the outcome and the process. And this is a big stage when it comes to manifestation. Achieving balance between the existence and the life. Now, sometimes when people hear this idea that there's a big difference between an existence and living, they take it personally as if they're only existing and they need to become somebody who's only living. And that's where it gets a little bit, convoluted. And you need both. Like everything, it's all about balance. And that's really what this expansion mastermind is going to keep coming back to. It's about balance. The world operates in a state of contraction. The world operates in a very tense way. That's why this is called the expansion mastermind. Everyone knows how to contract, but really what this is about is unlocking that expansion. Everything is about balance, not giving up one way or adopting, a full, complete different set of protocols. It's about honoring the old protocols so that way you can advance and progress effectively. We're going to be definitely getting into manifestation. To master the law of attraction, you must focus on all the times you operated under the law of detraction. So this is where it comes to the idea of stalking yourself, paying attention to yourself, know thyself. And we have a whole idea here for the chapter regarding what self is, and that's going to be called The Alchemy of Self. And this is a really important chapter. It's probably my best work to date. It's very thorough and comprehensive. It's the most slides probably until we get to the health-focused slides. But this chapter is packed with new content that I've never really shared before, and I wanted to get it in this protocol. So that way it's just very, very strategically aligned and able for people to absorb it without it being confusing. I wanted to simplify this. So the alchemy of self is not going to be about turning lead into gold in the way that we're used to hearing about it. And we're going to be breaking down the deeper meaning behind what that is, how to apply this in the metaphysical sense. Going over identity self versus higher self and the application of this idea, know thyself. Moving from existing as the subject to being the architect, becoming higher self, while honoring the identity self in the process. It's always about honoring what was part of you, because what was you is what brought you here. It's a stage. So again, just revisiting some of the chapters on the left, and then on the right, the chapters go in the order for the most effective process. Chapters 1 through 5 focus primarily on the mindset to prepare you for chapter 6, becoming water, which is when we shift from the focus on the mindset into the focus on the body, the vessel, the temple. So consider chapters 1 through 5 as laying down the foundation and carving out the path for you to take the least resistance. You guys have heard this about water, how water takes the path of least resistance. Well, chapters 1 through 5 is about laying that foundation down so that you carve out your own path for you to take the path of least resistance. This is always coming back to self. This, again, is not about my beliefs or how I want you to be. This is about me exposing how I was able to enter this idea of flow state in all aspects of life. It's really profound because it comes back to self. This unlocks self. This is not following. Pay attention to that. There is a deeper meaning behind flow state. And this is when we will break down how to achieve the flow state mentally, physically, and spiritually. So chapter 6 will shift us naturally into fasting, essentially taking breaks from either eating or drinking. And I'm going to be sharing all of my strategies for how to get started fasting, how to prepare for a fast, either that be short-term or long-term, and advanced fasting techniques, strategies for those who are more experienced. For those people that have tried fasts in the past, you're going to find some tips and tricks in this that may be really enlightening. I'm going to be going over holistic healing and detox protocols. This essentially turning you into your own healer. Something that I really want people to unlock. So we will also be redefining the routine and revisiting chapter 3, which was called Attention Mastery, to learn how to buy back our time. And this isn't about money. This is about the true currency, vibrational frequency, and energy. We will be revisiting chapter 3 as part of the chapter on routines, so we could start utilizing the full potential of our days. While we're in the state of being awake, as they call it, how do you become the most productive? So that's what that's going to be about. And time management strategies to take focused action and expedite the mastery of any skill. So what this is really going to do to a lot of people is if you're currently a business owner, or you're a parent, or you're somebody who's going to school, maybe you're going to college or even in high school, whatever it is that's going on in your life, and you are struggling with staying motivated, staying focused, and also kind of struggling to get a little better at your skill. That's what this is going to help a lot of people with, which are all the key components to having a more fulfilled day. Being more productive during the day, but being motivated, and what you do must be your purpose. This way it gives you bliss. So this expansion mastermind is designed to move in sequence, as I said a little bit earlier. Know thyself, or the alchemy of self, so that you could alchemize opportunity, live your purpose instead of exist for someone else's purpose. It's important. Become your own healer. Achieve your best physique and master any skill. The mind-body, the soul operating in unity consciousness. That is the outcome here. And being the alchemist or the architect. And this, of course, will wrap up with Chapter 9, the mastermind, also called the unity of architects. So you might ask, well, Jordan, all of this stuff is very focused on the self. Well, because it starts with self. But this is going to set you up so that you could take everything that you studied here, everything you took the time to understand, and apply it to your family, to your communities. If you're somebody who is a coach, maybe you're a motivational speaker, maybe you're somebody that has clients regarding, something with training. Anything where you're helping other people, even if it's not just family or community, it could be your actual business. You're gonna find lots of gems in this that you could apply to your life. So, some of the final details. As I said, release date's gonna be September 1st, 2022. It's coming up in a couple weeks. I'm gonna be kicking it off with a majority of the chapters, probably be getting through the 0 through 4 up to subconscious mastery. That'll be the official launch. And then I'll be adding in slowly 6, 7, 8, 9 in structure. I kind of want to slow people down on this. I might even just get up to number 4 on purpose, because I really want people to take their time. I mean, ideally, I would like people to get through maybe the first 3 chapters, then take a week, just focus, keep revisiting Alchemy of Self. Then next week, go to Attention Mastery and practice it like that. That patience is really going to change the game. It'll be like a university in a sense. So we got some of the pricing. This is going to be the initial release price. And that means in about a month after, probably the start of October, I will be bumping up the price. But Patreon members, which are some of the people in the Wolf Pack over on our Mastermind community, or Trading Wolves, again, my Patreon is patreon.com/watersabove. Anyone who's a patron of mine will get a 20% off discount, and this price is going to stay locked in forever. So as long as you're a patron, this is the lowest price it'll ever be. It's a really solid value for how much content is going to be in this. And it will be hosted directly on my official website. I'm actually going through a little bit of a rebrand right now. So I have watersabovecrypto.com at this current moment, but in about a week or so, it's actually going to become watersabove.com. So I'll let you guys all know about that. In the meantime, you can go over to my website. It's all over my links if you go to my YouTube videos or here on Patreon, and just go over and subscribe to my website. It's free. All you got to do is put in an email, and that way you can stay updated if there's any new releases, any new information that you might not see over on Patreon or in my YouTube videos. So again, it'll be hosted directly on my official website, which is great because it's super high quality. It allows me to do the HD format, nice full screen, and it's super fast loading times. So it's a really nice experience. And then this is something that a lot of people have been asking me about, the upcoming expansion group coaching Patreon membership. I'll be getting into more of these details in a separate video because I want to keep this focused on the actual expansion mastermind course. But on September 1st, I will be adding a new Patreon membership called the expansion group coaching. And anyone who becomes a member of that, which is an upgraded tier, anyone who becomes a group coaching member will get this course for free. So everything I explained in this expansion mastermind, that's free. It's included inside of that new Patreon membership. So I'm going to be releasing more details and the pricing and all of that for the expansion group coaching coming very soon. And in the meantime, I just want to have you guys soak in some of this information. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in our Discord. You can reach out to the support email. It's probably best to keep it in our Discord. I would love to know, anything that you guys are interested in, some frequently asked questions and stuff. Since you've watched this now, let me know. And I appreciate every single one of you. Much love.